won. It's over. You don't need to kill him.
And here is this big bad MFer out the box, and I can't even fit him in the frame. Now, I do already have my pros and cons with this figure, as we already had with the figure coming out. And, oops, hitting tripod. But the main reason, it's more of this, with Marvel Select on this one, this is more of a statue rather than something you want to take out and pose with, because it's posable, but it's not fully posable. And I mean, I wished right here they would have gave us another head sculpt, because right there he just looks like, you know, like, bitch, where's my dinner? Or you said what? Yeah, it's one of those type faces. It's not one of those, you know, it needs some kind of scowl or some kind of, like, I mean, I just got, but like some kind of yelling face. But let's go ahead and I'm gonna move this closer because I had to back up some. All right, let's go with this route. First of all, let me get that out of his hand, because it's hard to get that out. Let me get this shit out. Now, look at the shield, how... Now, it can go on either hand. It's easier on this one, because this hand right here will not hold that, his battle axe. So, but this right here is fully pliable. As you can see, like, it moves. That's actual... I don't know if it's leather. Maybe it's leather. Some type of cloth, fabric, whatever. But, yeah, it moves. So, you know, it can go right over the thumb. And comes right off. So while we're doing this, we're going to go ahead and review the knocked off his Mohawk. So we're going to look at this shield here. And on this shield, I mean, you see how it is. I mean, this is very detailed. I mean, it looks like, you know, the whole Roman Empire gladiator type things, because, you know, it's Gladiator Hulk basically. But yeah, this is something that looks like it's out of Sparta. 300 for Sparta. But it's like the shading here, like the weathering, like how it's old, and, you know, the battle tested and everything. It's actually really dope. It's pretty solid. So, you know, I mean, it's perfect for him. Then you have this battle axe, and if you see this, the amount of detail they put into this, I mean, you know, with the colorization right here, you know, how it's not like a full solid axe, because it's, you know, he's been whooping ass with this, you know, he's been hitting shit with it. So as you can see with that, you know, it's been putting all through this. And then, you know, the detail on the actual wrap on it, actually dope. And how they left the spacing in there, as in, like, it didn't go on there all the way, you know, they just wrapped it up. And then this end, I mean, this dude, and you know what, this thing actually hurts, okay? So don't don't hit anybody with this, because I was like, let me test this, and I went like that. I was like, oh yeah, that kind of stings. So you got his Mohawk here, and like, damn, dropping everything. I always drop something. She has this little face right here, and then the different colors and textures of the feathers. I mean, I like this. This is really, I mean, that is detailed. That is how you're supposed to do it. And then for his head, you know, you just get it right there and you just slide it right in. It can slide right in, or it can just be pushed, but it gets pushed down and it's in there. Let's see, just take some work in there. Now, hang on, let me try to raise this camera up some. Okay, now for his face, I mean, that is real detailed work on his face. I mean, how they did the helmet and everything. I mean, they didn't just come in here and just put this real solid color on it. It's just an actual, you know, they made it look, you know, they made this look battle tested, you know. And he has the 360 rotation. This thing right here stops everything. And you can see, like, with this one, with the different colors that they have on this one, rusting, and yeah. That is, I mean, this is very, I mean, I love this. And the colors that they put in here, it's just not, he's not one solid color, you know, like he's dirty, like this big dirty ass Hulk. Now this right here is molded to him. So I wish this belt would actually move some, but it doesn't. And then you have these wraps on them. This right here moves out the way. Hulk it. So it does move out the way. Then you have this bulk right here. I mean, but even with this molding on here, you don't need this. This is pointless to have. Now, the problem with this is, like, this arm, that's about as high as it goes. It can probably go up higher, but it's a Marvel Select, so don't think it's going to go any higher. But this one, this arm really doesn't move because all of this is in the way. See, you got to put some force into it. But yeah, you see how far the arms go up. So you got this little, it's a diaphragm crunch, but it's not really much. It doesn't rotate much. He doesn't have any hip rotation on this one. Single jointed elbows. The wrist rotates somewhat. On this one it doesn't much, but on this one it goes all the way around. And as you can see, it has the swivel for it, but it gets, you know how it is with Marvel Select. You got to really work those joints in there. Like this one moves and this one's not, and you got to really move it in there. So let's move this down. And again, with the belt and everything, and his pamper, I mean, it's dope. And you got the Spartan Boots. This is a harder review to do because you got to hold this motherfucker up because you see his undid toes. Yeah, he needs some work done. But it's like all this is molded to him. I mean, truthfully, if they would have, I think if they would have put, if you're going to put, they put the little effort into this right here. I think they should have done it with this and with this. But it's molded on there, so we can't do nothing about it. We don't get a boot cut, but you get a thigh cut. And he kicks about that far forward. And about that far back. He does do, his legs comes out. So, move this back some. Yeah, I mean, he does have some movement. You got it rocks. And it moves back and forth, but that's about it. But you still got to put him in some. He's very limited on poses. And this Mohawk will always come off. Alright, so in my final results of this, and I had to put Thor in there just because the movie's coming out soon. I mean, in the size comparison, with you going with Marvel Selects with Marvel Legends Thor, I mean, it works. Because, you know, that height, you know, Hulk is that much bigger. But my biggest problem with him is limited articulation. But again, it is Hulk. It is a big, bulky figure. So he's more of a statue than he is something you can do with toy art. Is he worth the $30? If you're a Hulk fan, I would say yes, he's worth the $30 to have him in there. But if you're not a Hulk fan and you want to miss out on this one, you know, you're not going to be upset about it. He's a very big, stiff figure. We do know with Marvel Select, you know, the figures are very stiff due to some of the paint in the pegs and all that. So they kind of, and the joints, it kind of hinders the movement. And you really got to go in there and start working them joints slightly, because you can break them very easily. So, you know, dipping them in hot water, taking a hairdryer to them to loosen up everything works. But he's so limited on what the knees can do, what the elbows can do, and how much his arms can move. Seeing how he's so limited, it's not really that good of a thing to have. But again, it's, you know, it's your money. If you want to spend the money on this, it retails for $29.99. It's a Disney Store exclusive. So Go out to Disney Store, go online and get it from them. Don't pay the scalper prices for it. If you pay over $30 for this, it is not worth it. Okay? But again, it's your money and the final opinion's on yours, but these are just my thoughts. So I'll leave you as I always do. No matter what you do in this world, no matter what you do in life, be great at it.